Okay, so when I say the name MS Dhoni, what comes to mind? Probably those massive helicopter shots, right? Winning World Cups. But what if his next game-changing innings isn't on the cricket pitch at all, but inside a hospital? Let's dive into his really surprising new venture.
You know, we're all used to seeing athletes on billboards for sneakers or soft drinks. It's pretty standard stuff. But Dhoni is putting his name behind something that could literally change how millions of people access healthcare. This is one of those partnerships that could have an impact far, far beyond the boundary line.
And yeah, this is the first question on everyone's mind, isn't it? What on earth is Captain Cool doing getting involved in the super complex world of healthcare? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but the implications, they could be absolutely revolutionary.
So here it is. Dhoni is throwing his full support behind a brand new hospital chain, and it's called Share. But listen, this isn't just another shiny new corporate hospital. Nope. This one is built on a really radical idea, one that's designed to tackle one of India's biggest and most painful problems.
To really get why this venture is such a huge deal, we first need to understand the problem that it's setting out to fix. And believe me, it is a massive, massive problem. It's one that affects millions and millions of families across the country every single year.
Just take a look at this number, 55 million. Let that sink in for a second. It represents one of the biggest silent crises happening in India right now, and it's the very reason this whole new venture even exists.
That number, 55 million, is how many people in India are pushed into poverty every single year just because of their medical expenses. We're talking about catastrophic, out-of-the-blue bills that can wipe a family out. That is the dragon this new venture is setting out to slay.
So, how do you even begin to tackle a problem on that scale? You can't just build another hospital and call it a day. You have to completely change the rules of the game. And that's exactly what Share plans to do. Let's take a look.
And this quote right here, it sums up their big promise perfectly. I mean, think about it like Netflix, but for your health. You pay one single, predictable fee every month, and that covers pretty much everything. No surprise bills, no scary hidden costs. It's a complete rethink of how we pay for healthcare.
Okay, a subscription for healthcare sounds incredible, right? But how can that possibly be a sustainable business? It sounds almost too good to be true. So let's break down the model that actually makes it all work.
The magic word here is capitation. Now, this is where it gets really clever. See, in the traditional model, a hospital makes more money when you're sick. The more services you use, the more they bill. But under capitation, the entire incentive gets flipped on its head. The hospital actually makes more money when you stay healthy. Their profit is directly tied to your wellness, not your illness.
This chart just makes the difference so crystal clear. On one side, you've got the old way, paying for every single service, which leads to totally unpredictable costs and a system that profits from sickness. On the other side, you have the Share model, one flat monthly fee. This means families can actually budget, and the hospital is financially motivated to focus on keeping you well.
So for you, the patient, the whole journey becomes unbelievably simple. Step 1, you pay your subscription. And after that, whether you need to see a doctor once or 10 times, get one test or 5, or need specific medicines, it's all covered. It completely removes that financial fear that stops so many people from seeking medical help in the first place.
Now, a simple subscription model sounds great, for sure. But calling it a revolution, that's a pretty bold claim. So what exactly is it that makes this venture so potentially transformative for an entire country?
Well, because it's so much more than just a new payment plan. What we're looking at is a potential perfect storm for change, combining a super disruptive business model with some serious, unprecedented star power and trust.
And here is probably the most powerful way to think about it. People are actually calling this the Geo moment for healthcare. Just think back to what Geo did to the telecom industry, right? It made data radically affordable for absolutely everyone. The goal here is the same, but for health, making complete care accessible to the masses, not just something for the privileged few.
So really, it's this recipe for revolution that's so crucial. You've got radical affordability, opening the doors for millions. You have a system disruption that changes the entire economics of healthcare. And then you have the Dhoni effect. He isn't just a celebrity endorser. He brings a level of trust and credibility that no amount of advertising could ever buy. His involvement alone could help this model reach every corner of the country.
And so, that leaves us with the really big question, doesn't it?
It is an incredibly ambitious plan, a monumental challenge. But by combining a disruptive business model with one of the most trusted names in the entire country, this venture might just be the boldest shot anyone's taken at fixing a broken system. Could a simple subscription really be the cure? Only time is going to tell.